Hi, I'm Marianne, and today I'm going to show you how I make one of my favorite chicken noodle soups. It's a classic, very simple recipe. We're going to start with obviously making the broth first with our 3.5 to 4 pound roasting chicken, carrot, celery, and onions, and some salt and pepper with about 4.5 to 5 cups of water. So we're going to start, just chop up your onions. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. Stick it into your pot. I love celery, so I actually put a little bit more, and I love add the leaves. That's important in that. Some people chop it all up, but it just makes it harder to strain it when we go to the next step. Throw your carrots in here. Your chicken, I like to put the breast down first into the water. We're gonna add our salt, about 1.5 teaspoons, and about a 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, but we're gonna adjust that as we go too. And we're gonna let this cook for about 45 minutes until your chicken is done, and then I'll show you what we do next. So there we have it. Just let that cook for about 45 minutes. And in the meantime, I just wanted to tell you a little bit about myself, that I'm one of 7 children. Most of you who follow me on Facebook know me from Tony's Subway and my parents' restaurant. I'm the youngest of 7. I have never been formally taught how to cook. I've just learned to cook through watching my parents, more so my mother, and it's just become something I love to do. So I hope you enjoy these videos and learn how to cook along with me. While my chicken was cooking, I went ahead and chopped up the carrots, celery, and onions. So now after 45 minutes or so, the chicken is cooked. I'm gonna take it out, let it come to room temperature just so I can handle it because it has to be chopped up. And in the meantime, I'll show you how we have to strain the broth. So we're gonna take the chicken out. Be very careful because it could fall apart. So now I like to let this sit for just a minute before I strain it. I like to use a colander, but you can use cheesecloth and pour it into another stock pot, and then your broth is clean from the vegetables and some of the stuff remaining in the broth, so it's clean. And then you can also let it sit and skim off a little bit of the fat, but I can do it right now after I clean it. It's really simple. Take a little spoon and just clean off the fat that you see on the surface of your broth. Very simple. I'm ready now to strain my broth. So I use a colander and a cheesecloth into another stock pot, right into my sink. But you want to be careful because this is hot. You can also wait till it cools off, whatever's easiest, but I like to get this going. So we're gonna pour it right in here. This just catches the carrot, celery, and a little bit of the pepper that's on the bottom, and the onions. So you have a nice clean, ooh, got a little facial there. So once you've strained your broth, you're gonna add all your chopped vegetables, which are celery, carrots, and your onions, and let that come to a nice boil till it's tender. So once you add your vegetables in there, you taste it for your additional seasoning. It may need some salt and pepper. I actually use about a teaspoon of Better Than Bouillon, and it's a great product. And you wanna make sure you have at least 5 cups of water. So if you have to add a little water, go ahead and add it to your broth now while your vegetables are cooking. And we have Bella came up on the scene. Go away, Bella. Say hello, say hello. And we're gonna let that cook for a while. One little trick, I do not add my noodles in my soup because they just get mushy. So I'll cook noodles as I reheat my soup. All right, our chicken's ready. It's still a little hot to touch, but we're going to just get the meat off of the bone. Let that sit in the bowl. You'll see it just falls off the bone. I love chicken soup. My kids have loved it since they were little, and I love the leftovers. But I was talking earlier, I'm not sure if you got it. I do not cook my noodles in my soup. I cook my noodles as we serve the soup, so they don't get mushy in the pot, and they're nice and fresh noodles. My vegetables have been cooking for about 15 minutes. You just want to cook them till they're tender. And then at that time, we can add our cut up chicken into the soup. Let that heat up just take a second, it's ready. In the meantime, I went ahead and I prefer the wide egg noodles. You can make whatever noodles you like. Then I'm just gonna ladle my soup. I'm ready to go. It smells so nice. And it makes a lot, so you have a lot of soup left over. And here you have it, your chicken noodle soup. I hope you enjoy my chicken noodle soup. For the complete recipe, visit my blog at marianpace.com. And again, thanks for joining me in my kitchen.